All right. Well, I'm Dallas. I'm Dallas Johnston, CEO and founder of Credify. I'm hailing to you from London, the beautiful city of London, where we've been enjoying the most amazing weather for the last 2 months. It's very uncharacteristic of the place, but just lots of activity going on here, especially in the blockchain space. And I'm just going to introduce what we're doing at Credify. So essentially, Credify is what we call a universal reputation protocol based on this proof of trust. And essentially, right now, $2.3 trillion of commerce online every year. 84% of consumers are depending upon other people's opinion, information, or data when making purchasing decisions online. And the problem is that anywhere from 20 to 45% of all of that crowdsourced information or reputation data has been falsified. And this is essentially affecting around $386 billion worth of transacted value every year. And so the problem is that, even despite the fact that all of this fake data exists, there are social signals that are essentially increasingly informing counterparty trust. And so when people go online to make purchasing decisions or to hire a counterparty, like in a service provider, they're strongly and more increasingly over time depending on this falsified information. And so, essentially what this means is it's breaking sort of e-commerce, for reasons associated with anonymity, the fact that you're, sort of other issues like you're 54% more likely to sort of share your negative experience, and then also the fact that ad-driven platforms have, conflicts of interest, and they tend to leverage the fact that there's a negative skew in the data to sort of strong arm businesses into buying advertising with them. So what we do is to address this issue is we have a protocol for essentially allowing individuals to vouch for the reputation of a counterparty. And this starts with essentially, a strongly identified participant where we have a federated, identification system. At a later stage, or in the initial stages, we're incorporating sort of all of these different profiles from social media, as well as, requiring sort of more higher levels of identification through even these decentralized ID systems. And this system itself is a distributed ID compliant system. And so what we do is we're elevating reputation, as we say, through this incentive-based, protocol on blockchain. And so the way this works is you've got these, on the left-hand side, you can see we have these, strongly identified participants in the system that have a verified history of engagement with a vendor, and then they're able to take our token and stake it on the vendor's reputation or credibility. The vendor then, through a marketplace, engages with the client, where at the end of that engagement, the client, renders a judgment as to his satisfaction with that service. And essentially, if there's a positive result, then the entities that vouched for or staked on the vendor's reputation will be rewarded. And in the case of a negative result, essentially, they will be penalized.
Hey Dallas, just real quick, your slides aren't moving, just as an FYI.
Oh, they are? Really? That's interesting. Let me see what's going on here. Why? Because I was definitely in presentation mode.
Okay.
Yeah. So what did you not see anything there?
Yeah, it's kind of bouncing back and forth, but we're good right now. If you get the,
hold on, sorry. PC's gotten slow. Okay, maybe this is it's interesting. Okay, so we're coming close on time here, but essentially I think I've explained the core sort of protocol itself. The token model is that essentially the way we make money as a business is that the vouchers, through marketplaces, are staking on the reputation of counterparties, and the marketplaces are purchasing Credify tokens from us for issuance to the reward system. We also have, other applications for the protocol. Specifically, we're looking at micro-lending sort of applications, as well as applications in finance for insurance and reinsurance. And then very quickly to introduce myself, you know, I'm the founder CEO. I've got a background in tech, working with some pretty high-profile companies in the embedded, you know, embedded operating systems, also in biometrics, authentication, identification systems with authentic and validity. And I've got you know, a team that's backing me with, you know, high credibility.